welcome to my very first reading vlog. I wanted to switch up the content a bit, so I thought what better way as to take you with me on kind of like a weekish of reading with me. I'll be reading some physical books and some ebooks, and I might even listen to some audiobooks while doing some cozy hobbies. The TBR I was thinking on starting off with maybe Love on the Brain by Ellie Hazelwood. This to get me in the spirit of Valentine's Day. I'll also be reading a bit in The Night Circus. This is my book club book for this month, and I need to finish it because I'm only halfway through so far and I need to be done with it in a week. So I'll just pick this up a bit by bit. And I would like to finish the Claymore manga I'm currently reading. I only got 6 more volumes left, so I'm sure I'll be able to finish this. But without further ado, let's get into the actual reading. Okay, so a small reading update. I haven't read that much yet, but I am now 2 chapters into Love on the Brain and I'm loving it so far. It feels like the perfect palate cleanser before I dive into another fantasy book. So I'm really enjoying this one. I do think it looks a lot like Love Theoretically, her other work. And I don't know, it's just a really silly, funny, goofy read and I am really enjoying it so far. The dedication, I think, already says enough. It's just so funny. I've read 2 chapters now, so I'm 11% into the book and I'm just loving her writing in this. I know a lot of her books are quite different, but I know something in her writing. I just love how she can write womp womp on page 1 of her book. And literally on page 2, she writes, "But the real villain, the one that had Mary crying and staring at the ceiling in the late hours of the night, is loss, grief, the intrinsic transience of human relationships. The real villain is love, an unstable isotope constantly undergoing spontaneous nuclear decay, and it will forever go unpunished." Just the difference in how she can write something so funny but still give these types of quotes, it just does something to me. I'm really enjoying this read. And I've also read 2 more volumes of Claymore, so I've only got 4 more volumes to go before I finish the manga, but I don't think I'll be reading any more tonight, so I'll probably pick that up somewhere tomorrow. And I also wanted to show you guys something, because I've always been reading my books physical and I tried reading on my iPad before, but I didn't really enjoy it. But I gave it another shot. I'm actually enjoying it a lot now. The only thing with my iPad is that it's pretty big and I got a really heavy case, but my boyfriend suggested me to get like a thinner case, so I did. And I also ordered some stickers, so I decorated it really cute. And I also got a sleeve to protect it because I didn't have the case that goes both ways. So let me show you guys. It's so pretty. I got it by the shop called Magic and Books. And look how pretty it is. I'm just really obsessed with it. I think it's so cute. And look at her. I'm really happy with this. I've been finding a lot of joy in reading at night now without having to have really big lights on so I can actually read my books. So I'm more reading on my iPad now at the evening, and I'm enjoying it a lot. And if I keep doing it, I might eventually get an e-reader as well, because I do think it will be a little bit more practical, because this is quite big still. And I don't know, the screen doesn't irritate my eyes in any way, but I'd like to experience like a real e-reader. But I think that's everything that I've got for now. So let's get into some more reading. So it's the next morning, and yesterday evening I managed to get until chapter 8 in Love on the Brain, which means I'm on 30% in the book, and I'm having a really fun time so far. I love how easy you can read through this book and how bingeable it is so far, and I'm having a really good time. I also love how relatable these characters are. The only downside, I think, is that the book is really predictable, and also a little bit of how fast the relationship is going, in my opinion. The whole arch nemesis to lovers is going a little quick, because I'm only 30% into the book and I'm already feeling like they are liking each other. Or, well, I can't say the main character is like in love with the male character yet, but it's going a bit quickly in my opinion. But overall, I'm having a good time. And I'm thinking on this morning starting with reading a volume of Claymore, because I only got 4 more volumes to go and I'm really eager to finish the manga. And I think afterwards I'll read a little bit of the Night Circus, because I have to finish it in like 2 weeks and I'm reading it a bit slow, just a few chapters per day. So that's what we're going to do this morning. So let's get to reading. I am so sad to say, but I am not loving the Night Circus. I'm now at 73% into the book, and it's just so slow paced. I can't even read much in one day because I'm just a little bored. I read half of this book in January with my book club, and I told them as well that it's kind of slow and I'm hoping they will pick up the pace a bit. But as I've read another like 23%, it isn't picking up the pace actually. And I would have liked to know beforehand that this was kind of a book where nothing really happens, because I thought it was going to be a magical book with really high stakes, really adventurous, but it isn't. It's mostly just vibes. And I can like books where it's just the vibes. And I like the vibes that are in the book, but I just hoped it had more story and that it was a bit more engaging. But it isn't, so I'm so sad. I've also read one volume of Claymore and I enjoyed the volume, but it wasn't amazing or anything, so I don't think I will be reading. So I don't think I'll be reading anymore today. I've only got 3 more volumes to go, so I'm excited to wrap the manga up soon. So it's the next morning, and as you can probably have already seen, I painted my nails yesterday while reading some more of Love on the Brain. I painted them pink in the hope of them still being pretty on Valentine's. Just a small reading update. I read Love on the Brain till about 68%, I think. And so far I'm having a fun time, but I don't really have any more big updates about it. This morning I'll be listening to a new audiobook. I want to listen to The Paladin's Grace, I believe, from T. Kingfisher. It's a fantasy series by the author, and it has, I think, 4 books at the moment. 3 of them are free on the Audio Plus catalog, so that's why I want to listen to them. So I'll get, I think, about 40 minutes on listening if I walk to work and return. So let's see if that's good. Okay, so just a little update. I've listened to about an hour of the audiobook, The Paladin's Grace by T. Kingfisher, and I think I'm going to DNF that for now. I might try reading the book eventually, but I tend to just not enjoy that many fantasy audiobooks. I just can't keep focused on listening to it, and I have to say, I think the narrator speaks a little slow and I'm just not really enjoying it. I myself also don't really like to multiply the speed on audiobooks, so I listen to it on 1.0, but I'm thinking on switching to a different audiobook. I might listen to A Court of Frost and Starlight, the novella and the Ekater series, or I might pick up a thriller, maybe by Frida McFadden, because I think I have a few of these as well still. But I'll let you know once I've read a little bit more, because I'm thinking on finishing Love on the Brain maybe today or tomorrow, and I'll probably let you know by then. So my last update for this reading vlog, as you could have just seen, I just finished up the Claymore manga. I read all 6 of these volumes this week and I loved the manga. I gave almost all of them 5 to 4 stars, but I have to say it was a little long. I did really enjoy my time with it, but at some times it didn't really get like boring, but I just wasn't that interested in reading anymore, so I took some breaks. And with the last few volumes I did enjoy it as well, but I wasn't like that invested into it as I was at the start. But I did still really enjoy my time with it. The only thing I really got to say about it though is that I really enjoyed it and I loved a lot of the characters, but I do have to say that there were so much characters in this whole manga that I got a little bit confused. Also because most of them were women, so they kind of looked similar to each other, so that was a little hard. But overall the main characters were all amazing. Only at the end, like, it has a good ending and I really liked it. But while I was reading the last chapter, there still were a few questions that weren't answered, but I didn't really mind it because it was like a good ending. So who cares about these topics that they didn't really discuss anymore? But like, I think the last sentence in this freaking manga is like the main characters go to talk to someone and she says, "There's a lot for us to discuss." And that gets me a little mad because I know there are a few plot points that I didn't really close and there are still some things you just don't know, but I was okay with accepting it because there was a good ending. But you can't end a manga of 27 volumes with a cliffhanger that's never going to get resolved, because I don't think there is coming any more of this world. If the author has decided to continue on with this series in another series, do let me know, but I haven't heard anything about it. So it's just a little weird that they would end the manga with kind of like a cliffhanger for more, while there isn't any more coming. Like, the back of the volume says final volume. So why? Just overall, very good. I would rate the whole series in itself, I think maybe 4 to 4.5 stars. Mainly because I think I rated like about 20 of the volumes 5 stars and like 7 or something I rated 4 stars. So overall series is about 4.5 stars for me. I didn't manage to finish the Night Circus yet. I'm on page 508 and I think there are like 626. So I've got a little bit over 100 pages to go. And I must say, reading like 1 or 2 chapters a day is fine. But I still stand at my point that I really can't binge this book because I'm not into it that much. It's okay, but I should have known that this was more of a cozy read where nothing really would happen, that the stakes weren't that high from the beginning. So I would have known not to expect that much from it. But overall I'll finish it and it's okay. Like at the moment, I think my rating will be around 3 stars, but we'll see when I finish it. And I managed to finish Love on the Brain by Ellie Hazelwood. I ended up giving this book 3.5 stars. I really enjoyed my time in this, and it was a really nice and quick and fun, silly read. I rated this 3.5 stars, so it's a little below Love Theoretically, her other book. I rated that 4 stars and I really enjoyed that one. But I do have to say, after reading Love Theoretically, I discovered that I do like romance books, but they still didn't really feel like my thing, because I enjoyed my time while reading it, but I wasn't like eager to pick up another romance book. And this one gave me that feeling. Even though I rated a little lower, just because I've been reading a lot of fantasies that were like a little bit like 3 stars for me. And this was a romance that was 3.5 stars. It kind of gave me the feeling like that I can enjoy a romance even more than the genres that I typically read. So actually after reading this, I was contemplating on picking up another romance book. So that was really nice. So I'll probably pick up some more in the future. And then for audiobooks this week, I tried the Paladin's Grace, but I DNF'd it for now. If I'll end up reading it, I'll probably won't do it on audio, but I'll just buy the book and read it physically. I just couldn't really get into it. So I started one of the ACOTAR books because I've read the first 3. So now I'm listening to the 4th one, A Court of Frost and Starlight, I believe. I think I got like 1.5 hours into it and I'm enjoying it so far. Nothing really that special because the novella wasn't like one of the favorite books in the series, but I'm having a nice time and it's nice to have a comfortable audiobook that I enjoy and I can actually focus on. So that's nice. But that concludes my very first reading vlog. I hope you enjoyed seeing some different content from me. Don't forget to like if you liked the video, and if you'd like to see more of me, don't forget to subscribe, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!